Hi everyone, it's Andy. So welcome to my first Sunday video. If you watch my Thursday weekly roundups where I tell you about how my week's been, whether it's good, whether it's bad, I said to you that I'm going to start doing some videos on a Sunday, so it gives me a chance to talk about some more stuff. And I said to you the first one would be today, and there was going to be two good reasons to watch this video. Number one was I was going to talk about slimming while struggles, and number two was I had a big announcement. Now, I could do the really mean thing and go, yeah, keep watching right till the end and I'll give you the announcement then. But if I just say that, you're just going to skip to the end of the video and go, thanks Andy, I've just seen your big announcement, ta-da. So I might as well just tell you now. It's a thing that I'm really excited about. I'm so pleased to have been asked to do this, and I'm really looking forward to getting started. I got approached by the girls who run the website Pinchofnom. Now, if you haven't come across Pinchofnom, it's a group of they're professional chefs, and they're all on their own slimming world journeys, and they take the meals and the food that they really like, and they will turn it as many times as they can into sin-free recipes, or into the lowest amount of sins as they can. If you check out their website, and I'll put all their social media links below with mine, please go and check these girls out. They are awesome. They have got recipes on there for overnight oats, baked oats, there's like a little Jaffa cake recipe, curries, there's all kinds of stuff on there. And if you talk to them, they're really approachable, and you can get hold of them on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and people are always asking if they've got any kinds of recipes, and they're always developing with their team. They're always developing new recipes, and I think the reason I was so pleased to be asked to do this is because I really like what they're doing. Their ethos is that they're taking their knowledge as chefs and really helping us on our slimming world journeys by helping us find the food that we really want to eat. And they find that, and they put it into a recipe that works for us, and that's such a cool thing that they take the time to do that and share it with us. So we've got some really cool stuff to talk about. So they approached me and they said, "Would I like to do a column on the website every week?" And I was like, yeah, of course I will. And I thought about it. I thought, yeah, that'd be fantastic, because they, like me, want to help as many people as they can achieve success on their slimming world journeys. And I thought, yeah, why not? This would be a really great thing for me to do, and I know they're excited about it. I'm excited about it. So the first column is tomorrow. So I was literally just finishing it up before I did this video. So the first one's going to be tomorrow, and that just gives me another outlet to talk about some more stuff to do with slimming world, and things that I can't necessarily put into a video, or don't get time to put into a video. It just gives me another outlet to talk about stuff that's important to move us all forward and get us all moving. So yeah, check them out. If you don't like them on Instagram and Twitter and the website and all that stuff, please get involved with them. Sign up to their newsletter, because I think they send you recipes and all that kind of stuff straight to your inbox, so it's worth signing up to the newsletter as well. So make sure you do all that stuff. But whatever, just go and check these girls out, because they are awesome. So really looking forward to that. That's the announcement. I'm really excited about it, and I'm looking forward to getting going tomorrow. So check out the column and let me know what you think. So yeah, back to slimming world struggles. Now, I put a little picture up on my Instagram, and I put a couple of posts on some Facebook pages, because I'd read a lot of people that were feeling really negative, and they were kind of like, oh, I'm really struggling, slimming world's not working, or it's not going as fast as I want it to, or slimming world's rubbish, I'm going to go and do something else, I'm going to try something else. And it's like, I spent 20 years yo-yo dieting, hopping, 20 plus years yo-yo dieting, hopping from one thing to another, blaming the plan because I'm not doing it properly. And this time, when I signed up to do Slimming World the last time, the reason I did is because I was like, you know what? I keep doing all these crazy things, hopping from one to another, and I'm not actually doing any one of them properly. So, the buck stops with me. Whatever plan I'm going to choose, I have to do it, and I have to give it 100% every single day. And that's how I try to do Slimming World. And people say to me, how do you cope with the bad days and etc. And it's like, that's another question I'll get to. We'll do that in this video. But So yeah, I just wanted to give Slimming World 100%, and but I saw all these people that were struggling, so I put it out there. Let me know what you're struggling with, and boy oh boy, did I get a ton of comments. So the reason I wanted to split it up into 3 videos is because otherwise this video would take me forever. It will be about 4 hours long. You know, we're talking like feature film length, and it'd just be crazy. You know, it's too much stuff to do in one video, so I want to keep it short and keep to kind of like as many of the points as I can, and do it over 2 or 3 videos, and then it's not going to be one big long boring thing. So every now and again I'm going to look this way because my laptop's down there and my laptop's got the list, and so I'm going to need to look at the questions so I can answer them. Some of these I anticipated, some of them I was like, and but yeah, these are the things that you asked, so I'm going to try to do my best to answer them. Before I start, I'm not a Slimming World consultant. I'm in no way affiliated with Slimming World. I'm not employed by them. I'm not endorsed by them. They're not paying me to do this video. I'm absolutely nothing to do with Slimming World. I'm just a guy who's on my own Slimming World journey. I'm 20 weeks in. I've lost 3 stone 8 pounds, and I just want to help people. That's it. No more, no less. I just want everyone that watches these videos, and everyone that can get to see these videos, or anything that I write or anything that I post, if I can do something that helps people and they can all come along on the journey with me and gain their own success, that's the reason I do all of these things. So nothing to do with Slimming World, just me helping you. That's it. So yeah, so like I said, some of these I can anticipate, some not, but the first one, and obviously the most popular, I think we can all guess what that is alcohol, wine, whatever, beer, whatever your drink of choice is. That's the problem. So I'm not the greatest person on this subject because I don't drink, so you know, drinking doesn't really affect my Slimming World journey because I don't drink, but this is my take on it. I think it was this week or last week in my group, they were talking about alcohol and they were talking about wine, because I'm still the only guy in my Slimming World group, so once they start talking about the wine, the girls are up like meerkats. Oh, here we go, let's have a chat. So they were chatting about wine and they were chatting about the sins, and I was like, ooh, that's a lot of sins, and I was like, I'm really happy that I don't drink. So I think everyone who does Slimming World has got something. Some people it might be drinks, some people might be I can't do without ice cream or chocolate or pastry or bread or whatever it is. There's going to be something that to you think to yourself, ooh, can't do Slimming World because I can't give that up. But you don't really have to give anything up. I mean, obviously from a medical point of view, your doctors would always say to you, cut down on your alcohol because it's going to be good for you anyway. And it is. There's obviously going to be health benefits to drinking less alcohol. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to self-control. And you just need to be mindful of the amount of sins in the drinks that you're drinking and try and make some better choices. There's a lot of times we have to make better choices, and we'll be faced with choices all the time. And it's like, like I said, I don't drink, but I know that the best drinks are mixers and spirits. So, like a vodka and Diet Coke, or a rum and Diet Coke, or a G&T, or a vodka and Diet Lemonade, or something like that. I know that they're less sins than, say, wine, beer, cider, etc. So I know there's flexible sins, this whole flexible sins thing. I don't really use that, but I kind of get the gist of it. So I think the gist of it is like, if you're going out with the girls or the guys on a Friday night, and you only want to spend 30 quid really, because you don't want to have a big night out, the bills are coming up, whatever, and you think, but I'll take 50 because then I've got a little buffer, I've got that little 20 quid extra just in case, because you never know what's going to happen. We might have a few beers, end up down the curry house, kebab, whatever, and the last thing you want to do is blow your 50 quid and then be in a situation where you're trying to borrow a mate, have your mate lend you a tenner so you can get a cab home. So ideally you want to spend the 30 quid and still come back with the 20 in your pocket. So I get that this is kind of how the flexible sins work. My take on it is that you set yourself a target, so let's say like 40 sins, and every time you have a drink you count backwards. So if, say for instance, your drink is 6 sins and you have 1, so you take that off your 40, which leaves you 32. You have another one, you take it off, leaves you 36, and ideally you want to come home with some change. And this is I think it's a good system, because then you're going to make better choices. You're going to kind of some self-discipline to come home with some of them, sins still left. But in reality, is that going to work? Probably not. You're probably just going to go out and think, I'm out, I'm out. I want to have a bit of fun. It's Friday night. Let's have it. So you probably are. You're probably going to go out. You're going to have a few too many, but you're going to have fun. And I think the important thing about Slimming World is Slimming World understands that people have got lives. You're going to go out, you're going to have fun, you're going to party with your friends, you're going to have a few drinks, you're going to have a kebab on the way home or go down the curry house. These things are going to happen. But here's the thing. If you do that too often and you stand on the scales and you're not getting the results that you want, it's not the Slimming World plan. It's your lifestyle choices. If you do that once a week, then that's 1 week out of a month. It's you could still enjoy a sensible weight loss for that month. And even if on that particular week you've had a gain because you've done a bit too much partying, you've got to kind of take it on the chin that you've had a gain, but you had some fun. You went out, you enjoyed yourself. And like I always said, the saying that I've said in a few videos now, that no matter how fast the journey, the destination remains the same. You've set yourself a goal that you want to get to. If you have to go off the course a little bit because you've had a few nights out, it's going to take you a little bit longer, but you've had some fun. You've enjoyed yourself. And I think it's important to do that every once in a while. If you find yourself doing more of that and less on plan, you're in trouble. You've really got to balance it that you're more on plan and less having it large, and then I think you can still get some results. It may take you a little bit longer, but you're enjoying yourself, and to a certain extent we've got to do that. So that's about all I can say on alcohol, really, because like I said, I'm not the best person to talk about this because I don't drink, so it's not ideal for me. One of the words I'm going to say a lot in these videos, by the way, is plan, because there's a lot of Slimming World is down to planning, which leads me quite nicely onto this point. A lot of people said about they miss meals because they're busy. So yeah, I get it. Lots of people leaving, they live incredibly busy lives. They've got busy jobs, stressful jobs. They've got to get out early. They work late, or you've got kids or whatever, and the mornings are just chaos. So I think that anything you can do today that will save you time tomorrow, do it. So if in the mornings you've got kids and the mornings are going to be nuts, look at things like overnight oats. You can make them the night before, stick them in the fridge. No matter how little time you've got in the morning, you can go to the fridge, grab them out, put them in your bag, grab a spoon, eat them on the bus, eat them on the train, the tube. If you drive to work, eat them when you get there. Take them with you. Or maybe grab something you can take with you, fruit, yogurts, the stuff that you can put in your bag and eat when you get to work, rather than trying to hold yourself up if you've got, if mornings are stressful for you. And again, lunches, if you've got a busy day, look at things like if you look on the app or you look online, there's lots of ways to find out like snacks from supermarkets and petrol stations, and some of the lower options that I like to use are things like sushi, because I think from Tesco's some of the sushis are really quite low, between 1 and 2 sins, 2.5 sins. Some of the big pots of sushi are like 2.5 sins. That's quite a lot of sushi, and then if you have a piece of fruit with that, like an apple or something, it's a pretty good lunch for 2.5 sins. So there are ways around it. It's about planning, it's about choices, and what you're surrounded by where you work. If you've been working there for a long time, where the shops are, where you can get the good food. It may mean that you've got to walk an extra 5 minutes to go the distance to that shop where you can get something that's a little bit better for you than just going in the first place where you can't really get anything too healthy. Walk that little extra 5 minutes and just make the better choice. A lot of people I know make things like crustless quiches and cut those up into portions and take those with salad, or you can make, you can cook some chicken the night before, cut that up, put that in with a salad, boiled eggs, slices of ham, make yourself salad, couscous rice salads, whatever. If you've got a microwave at work, You can take, I know a lot of people do batch cooking, so if you're making chili con carne or Diet Coke chicken or something that you're making, curries or whatever, take them to work with you, pop it in the microwave. So I think when you're meal planning, don't just plan dinners, but also plan lunches. When I sit down and plan my meals during the week, I plan lunches. So I make sure that I've got things in for lunches and things that I can eat as well. If I have to go out to do stuff, I've got stuff that I can eat while I'm out. Or if I go out and I forget to take something with me, I know relatively 4 or 5, 6 different places where I can stop, and I know exactly what I can get that's not going to cost me a lot of sins for lunch. So yeah, I think missing meals, it just comes down to planning. It's just a planning thing, and working out your day and trying to, again, kind of make a plan for every kind of outcome. And I think if you can sit down and plan and just spend some time, you'll be amazed at the outcome. So next one was slow weight loss. So a lot of people I know I call this point stay in your lane. So I know a lot of people get quite disheartened when they go to a group and they're only losing half a pound, and there's someone like me that's throwing off like 3, 4, 5, 8 pound in a week, and they're like, how come he's losing all the weight? But everyone's body composition is different, and I know that I've asked a lot of target members, and I've said to them, what's been the hardest bit of your journey? And they've all said the last 5, 6, 7 pounds has been the most difficult. And the thing is, everyone who goes to Slimming World is there, and everyone's personal journey is going to be different. Some people may just need to lose a stone or two. Maybe they need to lose some baby weight, or maybe they've got married and they've got into that relaxed marriage lifestyle, and suddenly they're like, oh, hang on a second, these jeans don't fit anymore. And some people just want to lose a stone or two. Some people like me need to not just change their lives but save their lives by losing an incredible amount of weight. And everyone walks a different path, and I think it's really easy to pay attention to other people. And I think whenever you go to any group, there's going to be people that lose weight at a kind of constant rate. They just lose 1 or 2 pound a week, and that's just how they work. And there's going to be people that some weeks they'll maybe lose 3 pound, and then they'll only lose a half, and then maybe they have a little maintain or a gain, and then they'll lose 4 pound again, and it's kind of there's no stability, it's up and down. And then there's people like me that I think it was 4 or 5 weeks in a row where I lost at least 3 pound, and then I only lost, I think it was half, then I put on 1.5 pounds, and then this week I lost 8. So it's like, again, there was a bit of a constant there, and then for me it's like up and down. But that's down to body composition. I need to lose 24 stone. I have a lot of mass, and I'm going to lose a lot of water and as well as fat, because that my body will let go of. If you've only got a little bit of weight to lose, your body will just naturally always hang on to some fat because it's always scared of being starved. So it would rather give up anything else than fat. It will give up muscle, it'll give up water, and it'll be like, no, you're not having the fat, I'm hanging on. And that last bit will be the hardest bit to shift. And if you've only got a little bit of weight to lose, like 1 or 2 stone, you may find that it comes off a bit slower. But like I said, just stay in your lane, just do you, just pay attention to you and your goals and what you want to do, and not to what everybody else is going to do, because it will just run you off course. If you get kind of like set back by people losing chunks of weight, and you're thinking, why isn't this happening for me? Then you're just going to start constantly feeling bad, instead of celebrating the fact that you may have lost half a stone. And that's half a stone that you do not carry around with you anymore. Every ounce counts. Every ounce that you lose, no matter how small the loss, it all counts. And you just need to keep focused on where you need to go, because it will drag you down. I don't pay any attention to, I listen to the weight loss that people are losing. I'm happy if people are losing more than me. There's a girl in my group that's has lost a stone more than me in the same amount of time. I don't sit thinking, God, that's not fair. I'm bigger than her. I should be losing more weight than her. I'm really pleased for her. She's smashing it. She's doing really, really well. And there's other people in my group that are struggling. That have either got outside problems or are just on a slower journey. And so I just go to my group and I'm really happy for the people that are losing weight, even if they're losing more than me, and I'm supportive of the people that are losing it slower. And I think that's the key. That's what these groups are for, because we all want to move forward. We're all there for the same reason. We all want to lose weight. So it's good to praise the people that are doing well and support the people that need it. And that's how I work. But I just concentrate on my own journey. I don't allow other people's journeys to influence what I do. So I just praise them, support them, but concentrate on me. Right, I think so we don't make this too long. We'll do one more point before we wrap this one up. I think let's do this. Well, I can do this one really quickly. Someone said, can I list all the speed foods? In a nutshell, no. It would take forever. There's a load of speed foods. But some of the ones that you'd probably think are speed food that aren't, like for instance fruit, bananas probably think were speed, but they're not. Grapes are not. Pineapples not. Then in vegetables, things like parsnips aren't speed. There's quite a few things that aren't speed that you think would be. But yeah, I can't list them all. So yeah, one more point. Let's do speed food. Third of a plate. A lot of people are struggling with getting in speed food. Third of a plate. It's really important. It's going to make all the difference. When I look back at the weeks when it hasn't gone so well for me and I've gained or I've only had a small loss, if I look back, it's generally that I haven't eaten a lot of speed food and I haven't drunk a lot of water. So speed food is really important. But you need to get it on every single meal. So for instance, if you have Weetabix for breakfast and you normally would put a banana on top, substitute the banana for strawberries or some other kind of berries, or something that's speed, peaches, anything. Put something on top of the Weetabix that's speed instead of a banana, because bananas aren't speed. For lunch, I struggled. The weeks that have been slow for me, I've eaten things like naked noodles, which are free, but sometimes I can't be bothered to put any additional speed in there, so I just eat them. So instead, it's better to have things like a jacket potato, because then I can have salad, which is speed, and you want to get some speed food in somewhere. Dinners, again, if you're having a jacket potato, or if you're having something, like even if you're doing things like chicken, and if I'm having chicken and Slimming World chips, I'll have a big salad with that. And I see people that do pictures of salad and it's like 3 slices of cucumber and a couple of tomatoes, and I'm like, that's not salad. Get everything on your plate. If I do a salad, I have radish, spring onions, beetroot, lettuce, cucumber, celery, silver skin onions. Get it on there. Get loads of salad on there. Just, and try and get your way through the salad before you start on the Slimming World chips or the jacket potato. Get a lot of that salad in you and then eat the chicken and the jacket potato or the Slimming World chips or the bit of steak or whatever it is that you've got. Eat that after you've had a good bit of that salad. And like in the mornings, if I'm having, say, things like sardines on toast or scrambled egg on toast, I'll have 2 or 3 satsumas and a pear or an apple, or I'll have something. I'll have some kind of speed food, fruit-wise, with my breakfast. If I'm doing baked oats, I'll put in things like raspberries and stuff, get some speed in that way. Or again, I'll have some fruit with it. I try to make sure that I get as much speed. Snacks, I'll have fruit for speed food again, or that's just get as much speed as you can. But it's important as well as the speed food. Third of your plate, drink a lot of water. Try to drink at least 2 litres of water a day. For my size, I try to get 2 to 3 litres of water in a day, and if I can do that, then that on those weeks where I eat a lot of speed food and I drink a lot of water, they seem to be the weeks that I'm really successful. So it clearly works, and that's what I need to do if I need to, if I want to get in some decent numbers. A lot of speed food every meal, drink a lot of water. So yeah, there's a whole ton more stuff to get through. I haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg yet, so we'll wrap this one up because, like I said, I want to keep these pretty short. So yeah, please check out the column on Pinchofnom.com. Check out the girls. I'll link them all below. All my social links are below. Come and give us a like and follow me on Facebook, because I'm going to start posting my food diaries on there probably today. Actually, I'll put some up a little later today. And yeah, so the next one I'll put up part 2 next Sunday, part 3 the next Sunday, and we'll get all these points knocked out and hopefully give you some help and get you on your way. So yeah, that's it. I hope you've had a great weekend, and hope that next week you get the desired results on the scales. Be nice to each other. Life is always worth living, and until I talk to you again, see ya.